now we're live. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It's nice to be here. So we're trying out some new technology. Hello, Spin. And we're trying to make it like, I don't know, like what, Bobby? What are we doing?
More intimate.
Okay.
Let's
Also,
call it that.
Emanuele's here. Hello, Emanuele.
Hello, hello.
This week, unfortunately, we're not going to see his beautiful face, but he's here. So that's good. So I guess take it away, Bobby.
Okay, I just want to make sure, does everybody see us?
I don't know because I have no monitoring system, really.
Yeah, no monitoring. Okay, so
I think, hey, can you guys see us okay? Do you see me and Bobby on the same? Yes, they see us both.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Just
cool.
wanted
And
to
if I
make
do
sure.
this, do you just see me? Only me now? I hope. Yes, we're good. Guys, we're trying out new technology. You know how it goes. By the way, I have a horrible canker sore on my tongue. I swear I'm not drinking on the job. Just to say.
Not today.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm curious. Oh, I got the projector. It's not always on top, but at least I can monitor when I need to.
Sweet.
Which is good. Excellent.
Okay.
All right, we're live. We're happening.
Yes.
We don't have the chat in this particular view, though. That's my only.
Right. In this shot. With
Yeah,
the other
in this
shots.
one. The other one works fine. So,
Right.
is that a quick fix, you think, or?
Well, it'll cover your face. That's the issue.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Because, duh, I can do that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I can do that. Right. And we said, wait, it's covering my face. So I guess we'll have to do some fancy thing where it does it on the bottom or something. I don't know.
We'll
Or
have to
we
figure
move
that
it
out.
around. We can move it. No? But
Yeah.
not today.
Yeah, we
All
can.
right, fine.
Not today.
So take it
Okay.
away, Bobby.
Today is Boss-O-Rama. We are
Boss-
going to explore some boss fights that we haven't yet. And we're going to talk and dive deep into what makes good boss music.
Mm-hmm.
Should it be energetic? Should it be quiet? How it affects the boss? All the good stuff. And then we're going to compare it to Captain America and see how a totally different game incorporates boss music, and we'll let David decide which one is better.
Pac-Man. Well,
Man.
okay, so just to give you guys an idea of what's coming, we're going to be doing Blinky's Frog, the very first boss, and because it has a lot of the Pac-Man World 2 theme in there. And then we're going to look at the Captain America boss, probably not in logic, but we'll like listen to it, for example. And then we can discuss, what makes good, effective boss music. So, anyway,
Let's dive in.
Hello, everybody. Spin music, unfortunately, sadly, no Treewood Forest today. I'm sorry. We can't always get what we want. Just listen to the new music in Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Oh, guys, if you wanted to see me crying earlier, you should have seen me listening to... Oh, my goodness, you guys. All right, let's not go there. This is my first time in the stream watching you both. You made my childhood. Thank you so much. I hope they credit you for the OG music. You know what? It's all good. I have this t-shirt. That's all I need in the world. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. Listen, guys, I've sort of written off the whole Pac-Man World thing because Namco's lawyers have basically given us their final word. We can't do anything with their music. They're like, don't touch it, don't do it. We will block you. And they said it, by the way, in the nicest possible way. They were not assholes. They're totally professional, high quality lawyers. using lawyer speak, but it's we can't do it. I was going to make a orchestral version. We were going to do that. We're still going to find a way around it. Anyway,
We will try.
we're going to do something. Anyway, Danny, thank you for saying that. It's really, let's give you some orb love for saying that. Yeah, here you go. Orb love. Love from Orb Soundworks. Are you going to stream Repack when it comes out? We're working on that. Yes.
Yes.
Actually, we are working on having someone playing it, like a real gamer, and having me react in real time. And I am going to try and resist the urge to play it, because obviously I get it, in a few days, right? 6 days. I'm going to resist, and I'm not going to play it so that I can react live first impressions. So we're working on that, but we're not promising that it's going to happen. So hello, Nick. Hello, everybody. Hello, Soshi the Yoshi. Hello, Oblivion Oath. All right. So, yeah, should we maybe start?
Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. All right, so first thing I'll do is, you know what else we have if we have time at the end? The pictures.
All right, more E3 photos.
The incriminating
originals.
pictures of my very questionable hairstyle at E3 circa 2002 or 1. So hello, man. Hello, everybody. Hello, Gonzalo. I'm not always in the chat, but I will do my best to try to react as well as I can. So here we go. I'm going to start off by listening to the original as it was made in the studio here. Well, not here, but I also have pictures of my original my studio from the Hollywood days. So you can actually see when I was just starting off and starving artist struggling in Hollywood, you get to see that. It's I'm actually going to do a series, Bobby, called Studios Through the Years. Because I have, right? And you can see how the rack equipment begins
it keeps shrinking and shrinking.
And I still have, that's not the best. There we go. Well, you can see on the side wings of my X-Wing fighter here. There's still some rack gear, but yeah, that's going to be another series. But here we go. Without further ado, here is Blinky's Frog original recording. That's right, Spin. Get an idea of what's going on in Logic. That out there. By the way, I apologize for all of the pyrotechnics, for lack of a better word. There's a whole new technology set up, and all my buttons are backwards, so I'm a little bit off point tonight. Hopefully, in the future, I'll get that sorted. Yes. So spin music. The trumpets, I believe, are Miroslav. Yes, they're the Portamento 1.2 second. And one of the things I do, in fact, actually, let's do this. Let's go back to this. Hopefully you can. Okay. Oh man, this is so messed up. My everything is like totally messed up, you guys. All right, I have like 5 million different windows. What I'm attempting to do is this. And then I got to get rid of this. All right, there it is. So yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna show you the trumpets here. So one of the things I like doing a lot whenever I'm putting sounds together, I do it a lot more than I used to do. Is I layer. I like to layer things. So here's the trumpets portamento, right? But it doesn't have the punch I want, so I double it with the staccato. So that is just one little tip to kind of, give you guys an idea, things that you can basically try. And, oh, wow, there's like a weird delay happening in my video feed. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, well, okay, now it's fine. Yeah, spin music. It's a great idea because, oh, sorry, Danny. Yeah, you have a good day. And yes, you can catch the replay. So, yeah, what was I going to say? Right. So, yeah, I'm glad, Spin, that you also have done that. I'll say this, that I do it a lot more. And I find that if you really want to kind of get a big, full, lush orchestral sound, it's a good idea to layer a bunch of stuff. So let's get into
Even Hans Zimmer does that.
Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer is like, he's the king. But again, like he did not invent that. Like we all were doing that, right? We were all doing that, and you see the proof in front of you, right?
Right.
So I was doing it on Pac-Man World 2. I did it on X-Men. I did it on Asteroids. Everything. It's just because, guys, that's what synthesizers do, right?
Yeah.
They layer lots of sounds and you get a big fat sound, right? So yeah. And what Hans Zimmer does, I don't have definitive proof, but my speculation tells me, is that he records with the London Symphony and then combines it with his samples to get the most.
That's exactly what it does. Yeah.
Epicest, which is not a word, but it is now. Epicest. Okay, so let's talk. I don't know. Do we want to go to the Red Skull? Do we want to talk about this boss?
Well, I think let's dig in a little bit here first and talk about speed, rhythm. How do you think? What was your approach when writing? Okay, you said this is the boss. Did you play the boss beforehand? Did you get to the boss, or were you just it's going to be aggressive?
Yeah, we're talking about 25 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. More than likely, yes, because there was a full beta. So yes, for sure, I played everything, and yeah. So I guess
did they give you design documents and be like, okay, this boss is going to be like this, the next boss will be like that?
Yes,
did you have anything besides the game?
Yeah, there were very detailed notes about music descriptions and everything about what the boxes are made out of, to how dense the rock is in the mountain and on Snow Mountain. Wow. I mean, they were just incredible amount of detail given about all these things, right? And so, but you have to remember that, the first set of marching orders, if you will, comes from the producer, Glenn Curtin. And Yasunaguchi wasn't officially a producer, but he was very involved in the production process for making Pac-Man World 2. And he was very hands-on with music. He came to my studio and we hung out for, I think he came for like 3 or 4 days or a week. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. We went one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, for Tommy's Burgers. That's an LA thing. If you're not in LA, you don't know Tommy's Burgers, but whatever. And we got hit by a drunk driver. Yeah. And we called 911 and we sat there on the corner of, like, I don't know, Culver and Sepulveda or something. Like, we were just like wherever we were. Because at that time I was just north of the 10. I was like not so far from Culver City. Anyway, yeah, we just sat out there waiting, and this guy was just like in his car, and he was just like, he was so out of his mind. Jeez. And then the cops let him go. The cops let him, like, they finally arrived. We explained what happened. He's like, they were like, well, there's no damage, so he's free to go. Dude, it was rough, man. I was just like, are you kidding? This is LAPD.
Was that before or after you ate?
I think it was actually before we ate, so we kind of didn't even make it worse. There. And then we're like, well, there is no damage. Let's go get them burgers. And we did. So, yeah, it was just like a, what do you call it? A bumper kiss, I think. Anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were very, very much hands-on. And so, yeah, they would explain things. And, you know, they, like, for the first boss fight, we decided, all of us, and it's not like they tell me, like, you have to do it. You know, we have discussions where we all just think about, like, okay, well, this feels right for this feels right. And we all agreed, as far as I recall. Again, like, I'm going on also outcomes because it's what happened. So the outcome here is that we decided there should be a lot of the Pac-Man World 2 theme. They really wanted that ba-ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. They wanted, it was almost like their brand signature. I hate it when people talk about brand this and brand that. And look at me now. And even in the when you start up the game for the first time and you see the Pac-Man World post, you hear the melody.
Right.
And so, yeah, we agreed, like, on the first boss level, it should be prominent. And we didn't want the first boss level to be, like, too much aggressive, okay? Unlike some of the other ones, like for the volcano boss, and even parts of Pinky's Revenge is fairly... Sorry, guys, I have this canker sore. It's horrible. And I don't even think it's a canker sore. You know, when you bite your tongue?
Oh,
I bit the back of my tongue. I don't know how that happened, but... I don't even drink. I swear I'm not drunk. So when I start talking funny, you'll know why. So yeah, we wanted this one to still be like, I'm going to say, like, still like sort of, what's the word? Oh my God. I don't have a word. Frisky, you know, rather than violent, you know?
Right.
So, you know, fun, upbeat, not threatening too much. Because remember also, the first boss is not as hard as other bosses, right?
Right.
Everything progressively gets more and more and more and more. And when I think about all the bosses, you know, they're all so different one from the other, you know?
Right.
And
was there a way to jump in between sections of the game for you?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Because I had
Okay.
a debugging console, which, you know, comes with special software so that you can do that kind of stuff. Yeah. You
Pick
can
the level and
exactly.
boss,
Yeah.
right.
It's all unlocked and everything is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a good introductory boss, Miles. You're right. And, yeah, again, it encapsulates, you heard, you know, the Pac-Man World. And right on bar 5, right? I mean, it's really like happy. But I forgot who pointed out correctly. I've got my Bonham bits, right?
Yeah.
Right, there they are. But I'm mixing it with this tribal rhythm as well. Some timpani. All about the drums. By the way, this is what like broke my heart when I saw the music from the new repacked Pinky's Boss. All the nuance, all the character, the charm, all the Bonham bits completely removed for generic, boring rhythms. I'm so disappointed, guys. It is so far, so objectively not even at the quality standards that could be in a game. Like, seriously. I mean, maybe I'm just angry or something, but it sounds like student work. It does. It sounds like student work because none of the nuance is there. It's a downgrade. It's a downgrade. When you take away me on live snare drum with the Bonham bits and a tribal rhythm and you replace it with nothing.
Right. Yeah.
And you play the wrong chords, where do we begin? Sorry, guys. Yes, you should know that percussion. Came from my laboratory. Anyway, didn't look like this 24 years ago, but okay, so right, so we have our rhythmic element. We had the happy, bubbly, we'll call it bubbly, the bubbly Pac-Man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, when you are like writing, for a boss music in particular, which is supposed to be fairly strong, fairly, when do you think it's like a good moment to, how can I say, to get a certain amount of elements going at the same time before it becomes too much?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. Because here's the thing. The problem with all game music of this time is that it's all loops, right? 3-4 minute loops. And so, yeah, I mean, you just sort of have to spread everything out. And it's almost like, I don't know, if you're going to make pasta. We're in Italy, so I have to make everything about pasta. And you have your working surface, you just evenly spread some flour there before you start throwing things on top. So in a way, that's what this percussion is, right? Because it's there always, right? And it does change in certain sections. We do change the rhythms and whatnot. And sometimes, like here, it gets a little more. More aggression. So these more aggressive drums are coming in around 1 minute. So I guess, yeah, the thumb spin, man. If it works, use it, man. Oh God, like there's something wrong with the thumpkin. The thumpkin is awesome, man. It's like one of the most percussive, attacky. It's so much better than using a snare drum. And anyway, so I guess to answer the question is, yeah, you lay down a foundation, in this case, the drums and percussion, which can shift depending on, like what else is going on. So, for example, what we can do here, let me switch that. And so you can see here, I've got my tribal rhythm. So the Bonham bits play through everything. They never stop. And then here, the tribal rhythm stops, but then I go crazy on the timpani. Right? because that's taking up a lot of space in the mix. So I wanted to drop out the tribal, because if you listen to the register of the tribal, oh wait, I totally forgot to do this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to get all this tech. All right, that's better, right? So, right, that's got some punchy mid-range stuff. And so when the big timpani come in, I drop out the tribal rhythm, like literally exactly at the point the timpani come in. If we just sort of look generally here, yeah, I mean, you can sort of see everything is sort of evenly spaced out. There's not one area that's too much dense with too much stuff. And again, this is to kind of, you know, make it so you have a general overall sense of what, you know, oh, damn it, I got to get used to this. I caught it that time. Excellent.
Do you think, yeah, if I can continue with the thing, do you think that there is some kind of rule of thumb when it comes to composition? Like, for example, to always have one element to be in the front, which can be a melody, a riff, you know, at the same time I'm talking about.
Right. I mean, the short answer is no. And the reason for that, and by the way, Manuele, if you can turn up your volume, that would be great.
Sure.
The short answer is no, and I'll tell you why. You know, games, the one constant is change. You know, games are always changing. And the way people make games. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're not having a good week, by the way. Anyway, HE, I can explain that later. Well, short answer, it means Hollywood Edge. It was a sound effects library. And I heard that tribal rhythm, and then I chopped it up and made it into one of my go-to percussion loops. Sort of like what I did with the Bonham bits, I did the same thing with the HE tribal. So, man, I got to have some secrets, guys. Can I have some secrets? Or I got to give everything away to you? No, I'm happy to give it away. So... yeah, there's no two games ever made the same way. I mean, Emanuele, with our current clients right now, our game clients, you know, there is a formula, but it's not the same for every single client, right? There'll be slight differentiations between different games, but yeah, I think it's always been different. So one of the things I did though for Captain America, which you'll really hear it in the Boss, okay? I call it the donut, and what I mean by that is it's about 3 minutes. And so, you know, the first minute is like intense boss music like you would expect. And then in the middle, around 1 minute mark, it breaks down, right? And it gets really quiet. And I did this because, like, if you're still playing a boss level and the music drastically changes, it's like you might feel like, oh no, something's about to happen. And that was my intention, was to do that. So, yeah. And then after that 1 minute of the softer section, then I'd ramp it up again and make it even more epic. And so on a 3 minute loop, you'll have 3 different sections. Okay.
Right.
So that's very different than this Pac-Man, right? Pinky's Revenge, right? Sometimes it's like a love theme, and sometimes it's like Psycho. So I'm sure it'd be better if I told you, yes, this is the formula. A squared plus B, you know, over 9-4/2, multiply that and then divide it by, you know, whatever. But it's just not, that's not how it is. Everything is treated differently. But like with our current clients, our 2 big clients that we have now, every single time we do a different set of sounds and music for them, it's never the same way twice. Like, think about it. We've had some similarities, but for the most part, right, we always do something quite different. And that's always discussed with, the producers, right? Does that make sense? Manuele?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear you. So, yeah, so yeah, by the way, I can't see you at all, Emanuele, so you can only communicate with.
It's fine. Yeah, it's just it's because I'm also muting and unmuting myself.
Yeah, no.
I'm
All good,
low.
man. Eventually, we're going to learn and fix all this technology stuff. Isn't it unbelievable, guys? Like in this day and age, like you have to run like a television studio. Hold on, that camera's wrong. Wait. Oh, there it is. You have to have a TV studio, right? You have to have the recording studio, and you have to run a television production, as well as, I called it television. Shows you how old I am. I'm old, guys. What do you want? So yeah, any other questions about general approach to boss music from anyone in the stream? Maybe you have a question.
Somebody asked, what is the tribal?
I answered, yeah.
Oh, the
The
spin music. Okay, my mistake.
HE for Hollywood Edge.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
he had asked that question twice. I see. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry if I
he said-
didn't answer it.
What is the tribal? Then he asked again, what does the HE mean in tribal? So I guess
Hollywood
maybe,
Edge.
Maybe that was the same.
Yeah, it was the name of a sound effects library, very popular one that a lot of people in Hollywood were using. So, and again, like, I'm chopping that up, right, into little pieces and then flipping them around, very similar to what I did with my Bonham bits to make a new rhythm. And I suppose the point is, all together.
So do you still have that? Is
What?
that like, did you have to recreate that again?
No, dude, I kept the best archives ever. And I did a mountain of conversions from old sampler formats, from a Kai 2500, the K2500, Sample Cell 2, the Akai S6000, and the EMU, the EMU 64. And
Was that a CD, the Hollywood Edge?
yeah, it came on CD, not even CD-ROM, just audio CD. I'm sure these days it's all digital download and whatnot.
Right.
But back in those days, yeah. Oh yeah, Spin, you have no idea the conversions and how complex conversion software is, because not only do you have to be able to do S6000 to Native Instruments Contact, but you also have to do K2500 to Roland 760 or Roland 760 to a Kai S6000. You know what I mean? Like, it's incredibly complex, and it doesn't always do a very good job. So a lot of the time I had to go in by hand and fix things a lot. So this was a real labor of love, you guys. It really was. But I'm so happy to do it, and I'm so happy to share it with you guys. But yeah, it was Bobby and Emanuele, you guys must remember how feverishly this summer I worked. And I literally forgot about the whole world, including my girlfriend and my cat. I'm joking. Yeah, you can't forget your cat when it's like, because I taught her a new trick. Not that this matters at all, but where I take her cat treat and I pin it under my finger, and now she has to tap my finger with her paw to get, and she does it. But I unleashed a monster, because now I'll be sitting, minding my own business, typing on my keyboard and my mouse, and she'll come up.
Just tap you.
Just tap me. Exactly.
Right.
And like, it's treat time in case you forgot. Yeah. Cats are adorable. Any other questions, Emanuele, Bobby, or audience about this general?
I'm still interested in the fact that you had, so you still had all these samples and you just converted them over the last several weeks?
So I'll explain it to you. I'll show you and explain it to you. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah. So, and I'll even show you the conversion software. It's kind of scary. All right, let me first of all, let's go to samples 3. And we can also maybe just grab ourselves like an instance of Contact. so you can also follow along with what's happening in Contact. What's taking so long here, man? Come on. Okay, there it is. Cool. Okay, so I gotta switch my camera view. Okay, so you guys should be able to see me and my Mac. Is that right?
You're gonna have to take me off, but
Done?
perfect. Yes.
Okay, great. So, yeah, Logan Custom Drums. By the way, I build my own snare drums because, well, I guess I'm just crazy like that. So I actually have a drum business on the side. Actually, I haven't sold a single drum, but so anytime I do like take someone else's beat, but I customize it, I'll use my Logan Custom Drums logo. So anyway, look, I've made libraries now for Pitfall 3D, for X-Men Mutant Academy, for Asteroids, the reboot, and of course, Pac-Man World 2. Okay, so Bobby wants to know, how, Logan? Okay, it begins here in the Akai archives. It's actually more than Akai. I changed on my other drives, so, and ROMs. It's just Akai and ROMs. So if you look here, this is Akai to EXS because that was my main sampler before. And so basically, I did also a lot to Contact as well. So here we are in the disk images area. And this is, so literally what I did, Bobby, I took every single physical piece of media, every single CD, audio CD, and CD-ROM, and boom, it's all here, man. So for example, if we go, let's go to the biggest one, which is the Akai. So these are the ones that I actually owned and purchased, and I don't know why it's so slow. Okay, so here we are. So these are all discs that I bought back in the day, and these were all for the Akai S6000, right? Now you can see back then everyone did everything in a format called Toast, which I'm assuming most of you have never heard of, but it was like the disc imaging software back then. Anyway, yeah, you can see the classics. There's Distorted Reality, the D Mega. Those were amazing for loops and one-offs, and the Hans Zimmer guitars. A lot of people had the Hans Zimmer guitar library. It was fantastic. The Miroslav. There's the Miroslav. Here's the Sidliacek. So for those that don't know, there's the Sidliacek Advanced Orchestra and the Miroslav, and those are the two big libraries of the day. The Sidliacek became everything that became the Roland 760 library. So he did all of those. Anyway, so each one of these, the XX Large is another amazing series of just like really cool drum sounds and pads, and it was, lots of good stuff. Okay, so then there's the Kurzweil K2500 disc images, of which there are none. Why? Okay, anyway, these are the Giga sampler discs. These are the Roland discs. These are sample cell disc images. Okay, so basically I did the reverse of burning. I made ISOs, you call them, I guess, in PC world. Or disc images. We call them disc images or toast images. What's that, Bobby?
Yeah, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, ISOs.
The disc
So,
image. Yeah.
so let's go here and we'll go and open up this translator software. I might need my iLock open for this, the iLock Cloud. Oh no, it's good. We're good. Cool. So here, this is the software. Okay. It's incredibly deep and complex and very difficult to learn and operate, but once you get it, it kind of makes sense, I suppose. Hang on a second here. Okay, so for example, let's make sure in our views, we have virtual drives. Wonderful. So what happens when you mount one of these, let's say gigapack.toast? Well, the Mac says, hey man, this is not readable. I don't know what this is. And you just say ignore. Now with any luck, if we hit refresh, it should show up as a virtual drive. And it did not, probably because, yeah, why did it not? Let me take something I know that worked, because I know, let's try, I know for sure I must have done the strings library. I'm sure I did that. All right, so let's ignore that. Let's go back here. Let's refresh. Oh my gosh, it's just not working today. I don't know why. I mean, it worked before perfectly. So I'll just explain it to you. So normally what would happen is the disk would show up here, just below this. And I don't know why none of them are working. And I have no idea why. Let's try, maybe we'll try an ISO. And still no. Unless, am I in the wrong place? No, I'm in the right place. Okay, anyway, that's fine. It doesn't matter. So basically it would show up here, and then you would right click on it and decide what you want to convert to. Okay. I'll do a real example now of something that I've been meaning to do anyway, and I'll just show you a little bit how it works. So for example, I have this library. In fact, you guys were asking about it. The audience was like, what are those brass sounds? Those are cool. And I said, it's called Super Brass Section. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to throw it over here. And I've been meaning, because I use this I was using it today on another project, actually. It's a fantastic, wonderful library. So we go to in our favorites area here. And why is like absolutely nothing working today? I don't understand. In the root of samples. Right, because I have to go to the root of samples. There we are. Okay, so there's what I'm interested in converting. And you simply right click and you can see these are all the different formats. Also, the UI and everything about it looks like it was written in like the 1990s. Treewood Forest. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll listen to Treewood Forest because we got to give the people what they want. Okay?
Yes.
And we'll identify the trumpet, and then I will tell you which one it is, Spin. Okay? Won't leave you hanging. All right. So then we choose Native Instruments Contact. And then this is where it gets complicated. You know, you have to, I mean, it's all these various things that then affect how it comes out. I mean, it doesn't seem hard now, but man, it took me forever to figure it out. So now what happens though is, and this is why I hate the EXS24, because even Translator gets confused if it finds more than one copy of the sample, which that's going to happen right now. So we'll let that brew for a moment. But anyway, Bobby, just to kind of complete the idea here. So if we go to samples 3, which is my main sort of like disk image area, if we go to Legacy Libraries Contact, so then you go here, okay, like Distorted Reality, right? Where you can find Thumpkin. There it is. So these are the Akai always had these partitions, right? And each partition held a certain amount. And let's see here. So we do this, we create a catalog, and usually by creating a catalog, we're saying where we want it to search for the samples for the purposes of conversion. And then usually it gets it right. And if it doesn't, then forget it. I'm not troubleshooting it. Not tonight. So these are all the different, partitions within the disk. And there they all are. These are all the various libraries, and I have them all. If we go in here, everything's in Wave and Native Instruments Contact. So want to hear drum loop? You know, there you go. Now, never use a drum loop like that. Always use a software like Recycle and chop it up into little pieces and reorder where the beats come in. Chop it. You got it, Spin. Choppy, choppy, chop, chop. This is Recycle, which is actually older than Pac-Man World 2 and still works. It's incredible. Why? Because it's really well-written software. That's why. So there you go. Make sure your slices. Anyway, whatever. I'm sidetracked here. All right. Let's find tree woods. And and let's listen for that trumpet. Oh, this is another one they screwed up. I'm terribly sorry, but I have to keep some of my secrets to myself. I did a long pause. I'm joking. I did the long pause. Come on, man. If I can't have fun with you guys, then what's the point of doing any of this? Yeah. So where do we go for this? We go to my Pac-Man library. So now one of the things I did do wisely, otherwise I wouldn't be able to tell you. I know the long pause got you. You know, guys, being a producer means you have to think of every possible scenario. Like, you have to think of everything. You have to think about, because what I did is I made a big, giant Pac-Man library, but then I thought it might be wise if I did it by level. See, look, Pac-Man Super Banks LVLs. And if I did not do that, because I have the Super Bank, which has everything. So, for example, if we just go into Contact here, there it is. Okay, actually, even in Contact, I have it as well. This is the Super Bank, all the percussion, all the brass. So I would say, oh, dude, I don't know, man. It must be one of these. Right? And then I wouldn't be able to tell you. But because I am a very organized person, even in Contact, LVL, Treetops, it's got to be one of these. So, oh, I know. Oh, yeah, it's the very special, super special. You can never find this anywhere because this is my very good friend from high school named Matthew Brooks. And I asked him one day when sampling was becoming a thing. And I said, like, hey, man, could I sample you playing trumpet? He's like, sure. What do you want me to play? I'm like, just play C major scale, but hold the notes out. Right? So now probably knowing me, I might have, no way you made your own trumpet. That's so cool. Hell yeah, I made my own trumpet. Of course I did. Oh, you know why it sounds like that? Because I'm running it through the harmonizer, which I should not. There we go. Now, you can hear there's a little clicky sound right there. And that's because, again, it doesn't do a perfect job. So you have to go into modulation, and we have to add about 2 milliseconds. And we have to remove this, or it makes a vibrato. So there it is. And he was like, I mean, a proper classical player, you know? And by the way, I use this on everything. Now, how much do we love the people? Bobby, Emanuele, how much?
110%.
We love them 100%. So I'm going to play for all of you guys, and I give you this trumpet. All right, I'll give you a couple samples here. Oh, the vibrato, beautiful. Now, from a diminished 7 chord, a fully diminished 7, you can build a basic sample instrument. Why? Because if you think of it as you have 4, well, actually, in an octave we have 12 notes. And if you have 4 positions, like the C, the D sharp, the F sharp, and the A, each sample either stretches up a semitone or down a semitone. That's all you need to sample. I didn't even know that back then, but it's something I've learned since. Oh yeah, man. Dude, you have no idea, Spin, how many libraries I've made of real players. Okay? And I use them because, listen, you have to have something that sets you apart, that gives you some edge, right? Actually, today I rebuilt. I can play this for you. I made my own little choir sample as well. My very, very dear friend, one of my best friends from high school, her name was Amy, and she was an opera singer. So I asked her, "Can I sample your voice?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure. What do you want me to do?" Same thing. And there were no round robins back then. But, wrong one. Because I haven't transferred the samples. Wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. That was so anticlimactic. Let's go ahead and that's Legacy. Oh dear, that was so anticlimactic. Let me see if I can do a quick fix here and try and go like this. It's not exactly the same, but you'll get the idea. So that is my dear friend. And the thing is, no one has that sound except for me and Bobby and Emanuele, because it's part of the Orb library, right? Now, I'll just show you a use case. I know we're so off track here. By the way, let's bring Bobby back into the mix here. But you know what? That's how it goes with the stream. Sometimes you get off track. In fact, I'll play. This has both the trumpet and Amy, both in here. So it has my original choir, but let me find it first. Why can't I find it? I'm looking for this. There we go. Okay, so this has both my friend Matthew. Actually, this is Antonio's trumpet. I actually had a friend, his real name, I'm not joking, is Antonio Dangerfield. That's seriously his name. Anyway, so this is his. I also sampled his trumpet, and it has Amy. Check it out. You get the point. The thing is, guys, whenever you're doing this work, and like Amy, she's just voice of an angel. And, you always have to build your own library. So like I have literally, I don't know, thousands and thousands of samples of my own instruments that I made.
Right.
And they're mine. And no one else has them except for me and Emanuele and Bobby. And, but sometimes you need the thumpkin. Sometimes the thumpkin is the perfect damn choice. Because here's the thing. You have to remove your ego from all of it, right? Like in some cases, a David Logan drum will be perfect. Like on Pinky's Revenge, my live snare drumming on top of the bottom bits. Like that's a winning combination. But sometimes you need the thumpkin. The thumpkin is just a better choice. All right. Do we want to...
I think, David...
tell me. Go ahead.
Well, I think we're about 10 minutes out.
Okay.
So do we want to listen to...
I was just about to say the same thing. So
Okay,
we're
let's do it.
we're in sync here. So let's listen to. This is going to be my soundtrack from Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty. And this came out with the movie, actually. This is the second Marvel title I did that came out on opening day. I also did the X-Men Mutant Academy. So super fun to have them premiere with the movie. All right, this is it. This is the Red Skull. Oh, that's the remix. I don't want the remix. I want the main Red Skull. There we go. Here we are. By the way, you're going to hear more trumpets. That's my other friend. His name was Ira. And he was the best of all, like better than Matthew, better than Antonio. But man, I had to pay. Well, because he's like a serious pro player now, right? So I had to pay him. So yeah, it's all live. All the brass is real. So clean, he's playing. Fuck. He's amazing. Remember the quiet section I told you about? So there you go. Very, very, very different from another Boss. But like as far as like what makes Boss music, you know, I think it just, part of it is emotional, right? Like you just have to feel a sense of frenetic energy. Right. I mean, this Boss is like not particularly fast. And especially we're doing like the halftime there. Oh my God, the double tonguing. The guy was just amazing. So clean. That is so clean. Nothing like the real thing. So now, by the way, that's not a sample that I did of his trumpet. That's him playing the trumpet.
Right. Yeah.
I could go in and maybe chop it up. No, I'm kidding. Actually, well, maybe I'm not. You know what?
Probably could.
We could, and then I'd have to pay him like a. There's like a union scale for sampling, so I'd have to call him and ask him. But I'd pay him if we can do something really cool with that. Yeah, why not? Anyway, so yeah, I suppose frenetic energy. In this case, it's really like there's an emotional quality. With the quiet. This part here is you got those crunchy, really crunchy guitars, and I was using sampled guitars, but I had a live bass player come in and play some bass for me. And actually on the beginning intro, you hear what sounds like a synth. It's actually his bass. And then I used one of my favorite plugins that is gone called Camel Fat. The cleanest filters ever. And Apple bought them, put them out of business, took their tech, and it's now called Fat Effects. And it sucks by comparison. No, Camel Fat was amazing. And everybody mourns the loss of Camel Fat. Oh, man. Also Camel Space. Like, this company, Camel Audio. Oh, so good. Yeah, take care, man. Be well. So I don't know. Does it make sense? Like what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Any
Absolutely.
questions about the Captain America boss? It's pretty straight ahead, I guess. Oh, you know what?
It is.
I want to play, if I may, the remix. This is so. I just got to play it. We got to take a minute and listen.
Let's hear it.
Okay, it's enough. Like the longest drum intro, like orchestral / drum intro ever, but the payoff, whoa. Oh man.
So
Anyway,
did that go in the game?
no. Okay, so what happened was with Captain America, they love this soundtrack. Like everybody, especially at Disney, they really liked it, and they call me up, and oh god, I forgot her name. She was like the head of Disney music for interactive or something like that. I forgot her name though. Anyway, and she said, "Hey David, want to ask you a question?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "We were thinking of releasing this as a standalone soundtrack in iTunes. Is that something you'd be good with?" And I'm like, I don't know. Having Disney publish my original soundtrack, I don't know, man. That kind of fucking sucks, if you ask me. Obviously, I was like ecstatic. And she said, furthermore, we want to use the main title theme in Tap Tap Revenge. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers this game, but you've heard of Dance Dance Revolution, I'm sure. So this was Dance Dance Revolution with your fingers on your iPhone. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
And yeah, it was so much fun, and it was so like it was the popular game back in its day. And I'm I'm like, oh, have me featured in one of the hottest music games, because it was like they had like, you know, if like Drake dropped a new single, boom, it was in Tap Tap. Britney Spears did a new single, boom, it went right into Tap Tap. So I was a featured artist, man. It was a big honor. I got to be honest. You remember Tap Tap Revenge? It was fire way back in the day, right? So then she said to me, you know, hey, listen, for the standalone, we were thinking maybe since you're going to do a remix because I had to do the remixing of the main title theme, like a techno version, because they're not going to put the main title. They wanted like a 4 on the floor for the main title. Yeah. And so I did. And then I said, hey, listen, while I'm at it, why don't I remix the Red Skull boss as well? And we'll just throw it on to make the album bigger. So I did 2 remixes of the main title theme. And then I did also the Red Skull. So yeah, I mean, it's and that Red Skull, I mean, that is like, that's some angry, vicious violence in there, man, you know? Right. And that's the thing. I think for anyone to do this, like, you have to have fire in here, you know? I remember once I saw a documentary with Ennio Morricone, in fact, and, you know, he was saying, like, you know, if you want to do this job, you know, if you really want to do this job, you have to have a feeling in your chest and then be able to take it out and put it in the music. And I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. Just a poor little Berkeley kid. But, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's sort of two different bosses, and then two different vibes. And I don't know, are any other questions for anyone from anyone? Hey, speaking of amazing trumpet players,
Trumpet players.
FP Trumpet is here. He is my go-to trumpet player now, and I've never sampled his trumpet. I just pay him to do sessions, and he's done a whole bunch of sessions with me now. And I don't know, you played on what, like 4 or 5 games now, something like that. And you also played on Pascal's record. I also do record production, and FP played on, I think the big one was Coliseum Blues, right? Wasn't that?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
personal favorites.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, and FP's amazing because I just send him my stems and MIDI files, and I don't need to tell him to do stuff, right? So if my line is beep body, he'll do beep body, like, you know what I mean? Like trumpet player shit that trumpet players should do automatically, Well, you know what? Back in the Baroque ages, during the time of Vivaldi, Corelli, and Bach, there were certain improvisations that were standard. The composers never bothered writing them down. No one wrote them down. And it was just assumed that the player will play that because that's what players do. All those, they were called ornamentations. They're all missing and they're gone, and nobody bothered writing them down. So we literally have no idea what that music sounds like. Not truly, anyway. We have the basic notes, but we don't know what the improvisations were because no one bothered writing them down. Everyone thought, well, we don't need to write them down. Everybody knows them. And all of a sudden, nobody plays Bach anymore. And then Beethoven takes over. And then you got Mahler. And then Hans Zimmer. Everybody forgot. Oh, I'm not including myself in that list, by the way. I have a good, healthy ego, but, I know my place in this world. And hey, man,
Quite up
I'm
with Bach and Beethoven.
what?
So not quite up to Bach and Beethoven. Just
Well, no. Oh, which list? Right. I mean, I was thinking of the list of Hans Zimmer and shit, and Mahler, but yes, definitely not in the Bach. But you know what? I said this before on the stream. You can't do that. You cannot compare yourself to these people. You just have to, ask yourself, are you doing your job? Are you putting your best foot forward? Are you making some money from it, hopefully? And are you contributing to the artistic merit of the product? And I think unquestionably for Pac-Man World 2, it's just not the same game without that music. And I can say it objectively, like really, I say it very objectively. It's not the same. It would not be the same. And this is the power of music in video games, right? And so for me, the fact that you guys are all here, and you're jamming in the chat, and it's fantastic, man. And it left its mark on a little sliver of the gaming community, and it'll never be on Video Games Live or anything like that, but maybe we'll make our own one day if the Namco lawyers don't lock us up and put us in jail, So, any other questions from Bobby or Emanuele or audience?
I have to personally leave.
Okay, so let's wrap it up.
So I think we're good for this week. And next week, fingers crossed, we will see your reaction to...
Oh my God. I have to
That's the big day.
I know.
So
I have to resist the temptation not to pick up my Switch and download it and start playing. Because I want it to be live, man. I want you guys to see my real reactions,
Right.
All right. It's going to be fun. All right, guys. Well,
Thank you all.
See you all in a week. Yeah, thank you, guys. And we'll send you a bit of Orb Pac-Man love. There you go. Orb Pac-Man love. For all the people. See, I told you, man, I got to have my emotes. My emotes, man. I love my emotes. And okay, so I think that's about all. Am I right? Anybody
Yeah, we're
else? We're good. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for coming, and take good care. We'll see you in a week. And like I always say, I think the purpose of life is to find some purpose in life. And is the card up, by the way?
It is.
Oh, okay, because it's not on, it's not on my.
Right.
So this is so confusing, guys. All right, read the card. The purpose of life is to find some purpose in life, and I think the meaning of life is to find some meaning in life. So, guys, thank you all so much for coming, and I guess we will see you all in a week. Take care. Bye.